hello and welcome to the E14 Gamecast, Emotionally 14's gaming podcast. It's just stuck.
Yeah, it still works.
I had a New Year's kind of semi-resolution to come up with something wittier. Haven't managed.
No.
I don't care anymore.
Yeah, we've kept it like this for the last 10 episodes or whatever.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. We're now at episode 36 or 36 of the main show.
Yeah.
Of the actual show itself, and,
Yeah,
good.
So just keep it that. It's fine.
Yeah, it's cool.
People love it now.
People do love it now. Hello, you who love it now. I'm your host, Rob Wade, and I'm joined as always by my pet rock, because it's gaming.
Yeah.
It's my rock of eternity, Blake Harmer.
+1 rock.
There you go, my +1 rock, Blake Harmer.
Oh.
Hello, Blake. You all right?
Yes, good. Yeah.
Yeah, good. So we haven't really got a theme as such today, so I thought we'd just kind of go almost Crazy Train style and just sort of talk about bits and pieces and just see where the conversation takes us.
Yeah, okay.
Cool. So, what you gaming?
I must admit.
That game again.
Yeah, I know. I've been playing the game for quite a while now.
Yeah.
It's been one of those weird ones where I've been sort of dabbling in odds and sods of games. Like, I'll try a game, play it for a couple of hours, and then play something else for a bit or whatever. But I think my main game at the moment has been Xenoblade Chronicles 2 on the Switch.
Okay, nice. Is that good? I've heard it's good.
I'm enjoying it. It is, as JRPGs go, it's a weird one because as JRPGs go, now it's opened up. It's brilliant.
You could say you don't have to say JRPGs and weird one. That's kind of redundant.
Well, yeah.
Even by those standards, you're saying it's weird.
Yeah, it is weird, and in places a bit on the bit too Japanese in places because there's a little bit of there's a bit of awkward boob moment or something.
Yeah.
When
you say
the
awkward,
characters, well, not in a bit like your typical anime, not like hentai.
Not as in they show a boob. It's like they almost show a boob.
Yeah, no. It's not almost show a boob. It is like, oh no, I've awkwardly fell on top of your boobs or something. It's a bit it's a bit like the awkward, crappy jokes that you'll get in something like Sword Art Online or
yeah.
Or something like that, and that awkward, or have a nosebleed or something,
Oh yeah.
And I just, I get that it is got that anime look, it's that 3D anime look, and it does. I like it. It tells a good story overall, so I'm enjoying the story, and that's what's keeping me going at the end. Yeah. The combat was really, really basic when it first started out, and I think the problem they had is that they really hold your hand for like the first. I mean, like the game. If you were to do, I mean, I there's apparently 10 chapters in it. I'm on like chapter 7.
Okay, so you're not too far off the end.
No, but at the same time, I'm like 50 hours into it.
Oh wow, okay.
So I think the game is like, I think people said if you just did the main plot, it's about 40 hours. But, did side quests and that, you probably
get your money's
about
worth.
80.
Either way, you're getting your money's worth.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I know it's going to be a game of. I'll be playing for quite a while. I've already played it for quite a while.
Just continue to do so.
Yeah. It's just.
I have
it just never fucking ends.
Yeah, I have considered getting that one because I have. I've been back on the CEX trading stuff. Other retailers are available, but I've built up quite a bit of credit again, and I don't know what to get with it. So Xenoblade's been on my list of like, maybe that.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you like RPG style games, as I said, it does have. I think the biggest gripes I've had with it are. The voice acting is slightly laughable, but it's like they're British accent or like UK accented voices,
right?
But it seems very stereotypes. Like this one area, this one like area you visit, everyone seems to be very Scottish. One area everyone seems to be incredibly Welsh, and to the point I'm like going, are you taking the piss?
You've got to shut the enchanted cave boy off.
It is almost like that in Play the Other Night. But and some people, and I don't think the voice acting is particularly brilliant. But I mean, it's functional. It's not like it's not so much that I thought. I'm not able to enjoy the plot because the voice acting's so terrible. It's just like, okay, interesting decisions, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Some of the lines are a little bit flat, but I mean, I loved Horizon Zero Dawn, and some of the lines in that were flat. So
there are some flat lines in that, yeah. So, it's like it tends to be around Aloy.
Yeah, and considering she was getting nominated for awards at the Golden Joysticks for her performance as Aloy, that's why I was like. Not that I'm saying she's a bad Because she's done other things, and
I
know she's a good voice worker.
You know, capable of doing entertaining stuff.
Yeah, I know she's good as voice work goes. I don't know what was going on in Horizon because there was obviously a few duff lines in that.
Yeah.
I mean, I left the game really liking Aloy, so obviously they conveyed a character, and I ended up enjoying the character.
Yeah, I ended up buying a second copy of Horizon and trading mine in. That's one of the reasons I have credit, is because they had it on the store a couple of weeks ago. It was like 25 quid for the whole version with all the expansions. And I was like, well, I can get 20 quid for the disc, so yes, please.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was like, well, made up with that.
Maybe I should have done the same. I didn't realise that.
Maybe. You can probably still get a few quid for it. I don't know how much it is now, though.
I think it's come out of sale now. So.
Yeah.
I mean, part of me was like, I've still got my disc copy. I do feel like reinstalling it at some point because I do want to buy the Frozen Wilds and play that eventually. And also, I sort of ballsed up getting the platinum because I ballsed up getting the perfect ending. So I was a bit like, well, I might play it from the beginning.
Yeah, fair enough.
Thing is, that's also me telling myself I've got to invest another 40 hours into a game I've already played.
There is that. That's the only thing. Is
and I know me. It takes a lot for me to replay a game, and I know a game like Horizon is a game I would play again.
But you have to clear your decks, basically.
Yeah, and I've got quite a large backlog of games. I'm trying to put myself on embargo, considering that I know that there's just lots of games coming out soon that I really want to get.
Yeah, I'm finding myself doing that.
Because obviously I'm interested in the new God of War in April.
Oh, yes.
I can see why it could interest some people, but I'm personally not fussed about the Labo.
I like the fact that it's a thing, but it's not the kind of thing I'm going to go out my way to
buy. I was like, yep, good, looks fun. Sure kids will like it, but just not something I'm personally going to invest in.
I think it's fucking amazing, but I don't want one.
No, that's what I mean. As I said,
it's like VR. You know, I think VR is incredible, the tech wise.
I've never actually had a go on VR. Maybe I should.
I have actually. I'll come to it when we talk about what I've been playing, because it's all themed around Batman. Basically, I've had a lot of Batman heavy couple of months in terms of games. So,
and I take it one of them is the VR experience.
One of them is the VR experience. Yes,
because I do want to have a go of VR, but I can't justify the expense for VR. I think it's the problem. Because I think I like the look. I see some people playing it in like YouTube videos or stuff like that, and I've even seen people demoing it in like Game, for example, stuff like that,
and then like EGX and stuff.
Yeah. That's the thing though. The queues to go on them in like EGX are like really, really long because even though I know they're like virtual reality experiences, it's still, they only have enough money to have so many headsets there.
Yes.
And also the headset, they are like 10-15 minute experiences, so the queues for them are always stupidly long.
I remember once I went to a trade show, which it wasn't video games, it was slightly different industry, but it had a VR thing, because it was like the first or second year VR was even a thing. And they had this like, oh, you can go and play this VR casino, and I was like, this is cool. And I walked around the casino a bit, and I sat down at a table and played some cards, and it's like, this is cool. I can see why people would dig this, but I never see the need to own one.
The only game, and this is where the problem mainly lies. There's been a couple of games where I've gone, oh, that looks cool. Like the Doom VR looks fun.
I think that would make me ill.
I don't know if it would. That's the thing, because I've never used VR.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it would make me ill, or
it doesn't,
because I know that it does make a lot of people ill. Because I know someone who has bought one, really spoke highly of it, but in the end he had to sell it because it kept making him ill.
Wow. Okay.
So he said he would recommend it to anyone, but he couldn't. He just couldn't stomach it himself.
That's fair enough.
And that's the thing. You don't really want to spend that levels of money if you know you're going to be ill. And that's why I sort of want to have a go. But I want to have a long enough go to know if it would make me ill.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. Having a 10-minute go in a shop,
not sufficient.
Probably wouldn't be sufficient enough to know that it's gonna make my eyes bleed or something.
Yeah.
Or my eyes fall out of my mouth. The other side of it is Bridge Crew, which looks like a fucking hilarious game. Right?
Yeah.
That looks like a brilliant game to play, and watching some of the videos of that being played looks amazing.
Yeah.
But that also implies that I have to spend the money, but also 3 of my friends have to spend the money, be available at the time that I want to play it.
Which is tricky enough to
Which is, I can never do, half the reason I've not invested in Monster Hunter is because I was like, I probably will get it eventually, but I know I'll be playing it on my own because I know the people I know who are playing it are either going to be too high a level for me already,
or they'll have already moved on.
Or they'll have already moved on to another game.
I have a couple of friends like that. It's like they bought the Division
Oh yeah,
like, oh, you should buy The Division. It's great. It's great. I was like, yeah, cool. I'll buy The Division. It's Tom Clancy. I quite like those games.
Yeah.
Bought it, started playing it on my own a bit, and I was like, that's cool. And then slowly it dawned on me, I was mostly playing this game on my fucking own because my friends had moved on to something else, and they'd come back occasionally and be like, oh, if you're playing The Division, we'll jump on. I was like, sweet, let's have a game. And sometimes we'd have a little session, and that was cool. But most of the time I was doing it by myself.
Yeah, it's a bit like I'm not a big multiplayer gamer. I know I've said that quite a lot on this podcast.
Yeah.
But I dabble in shooters. I mean, I even had a go at Fortnite recently.
Oh, cool. Is that any good?
It's a laugh. I'm completely shit at it, but
Sounds like me and shooters.
Yeah, I was playing the Battle Royale mode.
Yeah.
I've never played PUBG or anything like that. Again, it's not my really my cup of tea. But I was fine with Fortnite because I was like, it's completely free. I can see what it's like, and if it's something that really got my hooks into me, then I'd look into buying PUBG.
Sure.
But I don't really want to splash out 30 quid or whatever, or 26 or whatever it is, the Xbox version, for example.
I'm not sure off the top of my head.
But I've heard the Xbox one is really, really...
Oh, the PUBG?
Yeah. I've heard it's really buggy.
Anywhere between 20 and 30, depending on where you shop and when.
Yeah, but I've also heard it's still very, very early stages in comparison to the PC release. So
well, I mean, that's often the case, isn't it? I mean, the Minecraft had that for a while, where it's like, now it's kind of feature complete alongside PC, but for the longest time it was like you were well behind on the Xbox if you were playing, and now you can play it on the Switch. So I can play Minecraft on the train.
I mean, it's not a game. Minecraft's not a game I play a lot. So when I do play the console version, I am impressed about how much has actually got into the game.
Sure.
Since then, and I mean, is it now complete? As you said, completely feature complete.
As far as I know, it has parity. Yeah.
As far as I know, because I remember it was like a good year. On to the PC.
Point, in fact, to the point where it's got so much parity and everything's so synced that you can play using the Fallout skin on the Switch.
Oh, okay.
Even though Fallout does not exist on the Switch.
No, well, not yet.
Hopefully that will be something that happens.
I know Bethesda seems to want to port everything to the Switch at the moment.
I'm happy with that. I mean, I'm playing Skyrim at the moment on the Switch, and it's great. It's really fun.
Yeah, I've been enjoying it. I mean, it's been my sort of one of my dabble games. Yeah, because I mean, I have finished Skyrim before. It's been just long enough that I have since I played it, so I'm enjoying it playing it a second time. But at the same time, it's not
your primary game.
It's not my primary game because I keep thinking I've got this massive backlog of games I've never played.
Yeah, I've managed to whittle my Switch game collection of not played yet down to about 3. I have Stardew Valley I've not started yet. I keep meaning to.
I have it on PC.
Yeah.
I've still not played it since I got it on PC.
This is the problem I'm having.
And I keep looking at going, oh, maybe I'd play it on the Switch.
Yeah.
But then I was like, well, I mean, if I have never played it on the PC, why do I want to then fork out another 11, 12 quid just to buy it on the Switch?
I bought it because I thought it would be like a fun little kind of idle commuting game, which it probably is good for.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I don't really... Commute.
So
I mean, I love my Switch because I can take it because I know that I can.
For sure.
I can go and play it in bed. I can play it while Cat's watching telly or whatever, and I think it's brilliant for that. That is another thing I will say about Xenoblade, though. It's the first game I've played where it looks really noticeably different when it's not on the big screen.
Okay, what in terms of worse?
On the big screen, looks lovely.
Yeah.
On the undocked, it looks terrible. I actually think it looks really bad.
Oh wow, okay.
I mean, not to the point where it's unplayable. Yeah. It is playable and it doesn't look awful, but it's just
noticeably different.
It's noticeably different.
Yeah.
And to the point where I'm like amazed to this. I mean, I've watched some comparison videos and the comparison videos seem to say, oh, there's no difference. But I was like, well, why am I noticing a difference then?
Yeah, you're clearly at a higher level than their computers.
Or maybe it is just because it's a bigger screen. But I think it's little things like the draw distances seem to be better on there seems to be more detail on the buildings when it's in-docked. I don't know. I don't know why there would be different. There's no real...
It should just be upscaling, shouldn't it?
Yeah, there's no real graphic... I don't think there should be no reason in the graphical power.
No. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe something
I'll show you at some point.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. Maybe something in the dock frees up the processor to do other stuff or something.
Maybe. But it just looks... I think it looks a lot prettier on the big screen than it does. I mean, I've been mainly playing it on the big screen because it's been my main game at the moment. And I mean...
I've been playing a lot of games on the big screen at the moment. I finished Arkham Knight a little while ago.
Yeah, good game.
Didn't hang out for the Nightfall ending. I looked it up online because I'd done about 93% of the game, but the rest was Riddler trophies, and fuck that noise.
Yeah, no, I had KO'd everyone except the Riddler.
Yeah,
and when I saw
Didn't care.
Yeah, no, I know when it said, "Oh, yeah, to get the perfect ending or whatever."
Yeah,
it's a bit like my problem with Shadow of War. That was a similar thing.
You have to do the same thing there, do you?
Well, it got to a bit at the end where it was like, to get the true ending, you have to survive all these waves of attacks on your fortresses. But the fortresses, the orcs attacking your fortresses keep getting stronger and stronger. So you either have to grind and level up your orcs, which is a massive pain in the arse, and then that's when the bloody loot box controversy comes in. You just buy stronger orcs to get past it. And I was just like,
I'd rather not.
I wouldn't mind, but Shadow of War's plot is awful.
Why would you want the true ending of a game whose story you're not interested in?
Yeah, I said it's a plot, so that I marked it as a game I'd completed, but I didn't bother with that bit because
you've done the story. That's the thing.
I played it up to the point, and I assume there'll be a bit that happens afterwards, but I just didn't care.
No. I
just thought the plot isn't really holding my interest. Why do I then want to spend another, God knows how many hours I would have to put in that game grinding that?
Yeah. I think it's like with
I'd already
Arkham,
played the game for a good 20 hours just getting to that point.
Yeah.
So, and I felt like, and that was me collecting all the collectibles and stuff like that. So, it's not like I'd not felt like I felt like I'd got my money's worth out of the game in that 20 hours.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing.
And it's just that end game bit, and I was just like, this just feels like unnecessary padding.
Yeah.
And I assume because of the whole we want you to spend money on loot boxes thing.
Yeah, maybe. Or at least grind it out. But
then again, and I don't mind grinding if it feels rewarding. But that when I was looking at that and I was just going, even because as I said, apparently they get progressively harder.
Yeah.
And when I looked at the difference between my level orcs and the first battle, they were like double the level of mine. And I was just like, it's going to be a slog even to get comparative level.
Yeah.
Let alone higher level.
Yeah. So I had the same thing with Arkham Knight to a slightly different degree because I finished the story and I was enjoying the story. But I finished the story and it was like, now I've got, now there's work to do. And it's like, okay, cool. And then it's like Riddler, that was it. Riddler trophies was all that was left. I'd done every other thing. Everybody else was safely locked up in the GCPD. Spoilers. Yeah, it's been out for a while.
Yeah,
so I think it's fine.
I think it's safe to talk about spoilers for a game that's a few years old.
Yeah, it's fun. But
to be honest, all of them are quite old now.
Yeah, it's true. I'd done all the story, and I'd luckily again. So I'd done all the story bits, and I've played all the Arkham games now.
Yeah,
and I've been lucky in the sense that I've left it just enough, like you were saying about Skyrim. The same thing I'm experiencing with Skyrim. I'd left it just enough time since I'd played it, a game like it last, that when I came back to it, I was like, cool, this is the kind of thing I was in the mood for.
Yeah.
Same with like Gears of War. Same thing there.
Between 3 and 4, for example.
Yeah, exactly. There's a pretty negligible difference in terms of raw gameplay, but if you fancy a Gears of War style game, perfect. It plays like Gears of War.
I think in some of my regards, even though I know they both won my Game of the Year, technically, I know for different reasons. I gave my game, basically my Game of the Year of 2017 came between Zelda and Horizon, purely on the fact it had the whole brilliant story, brilliant world.
Yeah.
Zelda I loved purely on gameplay because
not really, and the problem is because you can do it in any order. It's disjointed.
Yeah, and I mean I got all the memories.
Yeah, I think
I played it for like 50.
Did I get them all, or did I miss one? Was I missing one? I think I may have got them all.
I definitely got the memories because once you got all the memories, you have to go back to the lady to get the
some bullshit. Yeah,
armor I think it is or some sort. I don't know.
Okay,
but yeah, but I mean, and I was thinking, I got about 50 hours in. I'd done the main beasts. I'd done all the memories. I was fairly powerful enough. I had fairly good weapons. I had the Master Sword.
Yeah,
and I was a bit like, it's only really shrines and Koroks.
Yeah,
and I know for a fact there's probably loads. I mean, there might even be some bits I never. World's massive.
Oh, sure. I mean, I'm finding this with Skyrim, even if you exclude the DLC, because I didn't do the DLC on 360 because I had it, but I didn't go back to play it after I'd finished the main story.
I don't know if you did in Zelda. Did you do that mission on the island?
The island where you're trying to find your way back?
It's the island in the bottom right-hand corner of the map.
And if
you go there, you get all your stuff taken away.
Oh, I did try.
I tried it. I got very close.
Yeah.
But it was that killing that ogre killed me. And
yeah, they're
then
hard.
Right back to the beginning.
They're hard, and I was just like, "Fuck this noise," and went off the island and went back.
Yeah,
to
I never went back to it. But no, I didn't know if someone else. I didn't know if you actually did it because I didn't know what happened after you did it. Apart from,
see, I was playing Arkham Knight, and then I played Arkham VR, which is good. I was a little bit kind of disappointed, but it was my own fault because I hadn't done the research about what Arkham VR actually entailed. I thought it would be like basically a segment of the Arkham games in VR.
What, you're chinning me?
I thought, maybe you'd be swinging the move controllers to do punches and stuff like that, but there's none of that. It's all detective style stuff.
I must admit, the only bits I've ever been told about, I've heard it's more detective based.
Yeah,
the only bit I'd ever seen was dressing up as Batman at the very beginning. Actually hitting the piano to go downstairs and then putting the cowl on and which I thought that looks fun, and I've been told it is an experience. It's an experience rather than an actual game.
It's interesting. Yeah,
it's a bit of
Tell you one thing.
And I think that's half my problem with VR at the moment is that 90% of it seems to be these experiences.
Yeah.
And
Not
very little
gameplay
of it is an actual game, and that's the thing. I don't want to pay 350 quid for a bunch of experiences.
Yeah, in the same way as if you bought a PS4 Pro, what you wouldn't want is just play walking simulators exclusively. You'd want to play other games as well.
Well, yeah,
mix it in,
and that's what and that's what I said. I think there were some brilliant things in VR.
Yeah,
just not what
Yeah, the thing about the
it doesn't seem to be a lot for hardcore.
Yeah,
gamers.
The thing about the Arkham VR, one thing I will say is I'm going to be dealing in mild spoilers for this.
Fine.
But
I haven't played it, but if I do ever play it, it'll be a long time before I get a VR, probably.
Yeah, this is more kind of for anybody listening who's desperate to play it and hasn't had a chance. This is your spoiler warning. I'm going to be talking spoilers for the next couple of minutes. So the premise of the story is you've got one of your compatriots has been killed, and it's your job to find out who did it. And you go sort of jumping around on the you go from vantage point to vantage point using your detective scanner and trying to figure out the injuries that they suffered and where they must have come from and which direction, and you reconstruct the crime scene and all that. And then
a bit like a mission in Arkham games.
Yeah, but there's a bit before that where you're in the Batcave and you've got all these different chambers you can go to, and you unhook the grappling hook from your belt, which is a nice little touch, and you fire off in different directions to go to different places. So it's basically like you're swinging through the Batcave on your hook. It's fine. Went to the Bat computer and started loading up profiles of people, and it starts with 6 pre-generated ones: Batman, the Joker, Nightwing, Robin, Oracle, and one more. And I opened that one, and it was Killer Croc. And he's fucking enormous in VR. So he instantiates in about as far away as I am from you now in the VR. I was like, oh fuck.
So you're just staring at basically Killer Croc's nipples because he's up there.
Because then I looked up and I was like, shit. It's like, not for nothing, but I'm fucking tall. And there's a bit at the beginning where you play as young Bruce Wayne.
Okay.
And obviously for me, being 6'7", young Bruce Wayne is pretty
It's
tall.
a lanky sod.
And his parents are massive. And Joe Chill walks up and he's just like, be brave, kid. And I'm just like, I haven't got any fucking choice. You're enormous. You're a 9-foot giant.
I'm fucking terrified. You're
well, it's the Waynes. Yeah. So, there's a bit where you do that and then you do the Killer Croc thing. And then there's a bit, you've just been into the file and looked at Killer Croc. And it says, Master, you're trying to find Robin. And it's like, Master Grayson's, Master, I think it's Tim Drake.
Oh, right. Yeah, Master Drake. I think it is Drake in Arkham.
In Arkham, yeah. Yeah, it is, because Nightwing's Dick Grayson, isn't it? That's right. So, they go, Master Drake is broadcasting his signal from the sewers, sir. I'm just like, sewers, Killer Croc. Fuck. And then literally there's points where I drop down into the sewer pit and I'm just like, just slowly looking around.
I had to do that bit from the first game.
If I have to turn around, if I turn around too much, he's going to jump at me.
Yeah. If I had to do that bit from the first game, I have to
noise.
Stun the shit out of him in VR.
No, thankfully I didn't have to do anything like that. But there's also a bit where you go into Arkham Asylum and you see the Joker in the cell, and then it starts playing tricks with your head. But you're standing in a cell, and you're like, it's like you've been hit with Scarecrow's fear toxin.
Oh, okay.
That sort of thing. And you're standing there in the cell, and every time you turn around, something's changed in the room. And I was just like, oh bollocks, they're gonna put fucking Joker's face right up alongside me or some shit. But it's very, very well done, because it makes you.
Well, I mean, it sounds
intrigued.
like it's as clever as the other Arkham games in terms of that sort of thing.
Yeah, and actually, I think it ties into.
Does it tie in the Joker way? I mean,
I think it does vaguely. Yeah, it's hard to explain without giving too much away. But it does tie into some of the plot lines around the Joker in Arkham Knight.
Okay.
So the way that sort of plot line set
That's
up.
what I was wondering.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love that bit. Is it might be Arkham Origins? Is it a bit where you find? Is it all the people locked up but Clayface is one of up and? But it's just like you turn around and he's different every single time you look at him.
Yeah.
Because he's morphing.
Yeah. I don't know, actually. Maybe it's Origins.
Yeah,
maybe
it might even be the first game. I can't remember.
Maybe.
But,
I need to go back and play them again anyway, because they're fucking great. But
yeah, because I know you can get
the return.
You can get the double pack, which doesn't have Origins. I think you can get all of them on PS4 except Origins.
Yeah, exactly. You can buy the double pack with Arkham Asylum and City, and then you can't buy Origins, and then you can buy Night. So
yeah. But to be fair, Origins is probably the weakest.
It is, but it's still fun. That's the thing,
Although they're all good games.
Yeah.
To be honest, they should just probably when the PS5 comes out, there'll probably be a quadrilogy box set.
Maybe
that comes out.
The Ultimate Arkham
all
thing.
4K versions of
all
them.
4K versions and all the series of the Telltale game in between. It's just like, if you really want a jar, it's just.
I've only done the first episode of that.
The first series is good. I'd say Brad recommended it to me, and originally I was like, "Oh man, I didn't really get on with the first episode. Are you sure?" And he was like, "Yeah, no, it's really, really good."
I was okay with the first episode. I wanted to carry on.
Yeah.
It made me want to carry on playing it, but I've not got round to it yet. But the thing with Telltale games is I tend to play them for a couple of hours with Kat.
Yeah.
And we'll come back to them at another point, and
we
haven't come back. So it might be a good few weeks before I do the second episode.
Yeah, we did Batman in a similar way, and now we're working our way through The Walking Dead: New Frontier, so the third series.
Okay.
And I really like that a lot, with a couple of small exceptions. It's got some weird glitches. The best way I can describe it, you know how when you... So let's say I drew you as you're sitting here now,
like one of your French girls,
like one of my French girls, but I didn't quite fill in your T-shirt, and then I tried to bucket fill it black.
Okay,
and it would make everything around it black, right? And
such a
you know the kind of thing I mean.
Yeah.
Imagine that. An animated version at 30 frames a second.
While trying to do a quick time event. with all the weirdness coming in over the top of the button presses. So you're like, it says dodge this way. I'm like, what way? And what's very weird, someone dodged into a zombie.
Yeah, what's especially weird is sometimes it won't do it. It's completely random as to whether when it kicks in and where it doesn't. But when it does, it's everywhere. It's like constantly just all over the screen.
You had to reload the game sometimes.
There's been times like it's happened once. I got killed because obviously, like I say, it's hard to dodge when you don't know which way to dodge.
Yeah.
And then I came in and it was doing it again, and I got killed again, and then third time it wouldn't happen. I don't understand what it's doing, but But the game
sometimes that would prompt me to come out of the game and go back in it just to see if it was something wrong with that particular load up. If you know.
Yeah. The one thing, so there's a couple of nice things about it. I've yet to. So what I like about the Walking Dead games is every season you play as somebody different, but you still get Clementine into the mix. So she's in the third series. It's not a spoiler.
Oh, okay.
She's on the box. So
no, I did think she turned up, but I did. Well, I mean,
yeah.
I've only ever played half of the first series.
I'll do the second series. It's brutal in places. Not in the places I was told it was brutal, but it's still brutal.
I mean, I know the spoiler with the first game, to be honest. So I know that I mean, it's been a few years. It's my fault for not finishing.
Yeah, well, fair enough. But yeah, third series. The fact that you're playing somebody different is cool. I really, really, really like the graphics on it. Apart from the animation issues, because they've really just... I don't know what they've done to it, but it just looks so much crisper than it used to. And they've just... I don't know if they've just redone their engine or remodified the textures or something.
That was the other reason maybe I thought that maybe there's some glitches, because it's a very old engine that needs something done with it.
Maybe they sort of did a patch job and they're going to sort of tidy it up for something new. I haven't been taken by Guardians yet. I played the...
Not played it. I've heard mixed things about it.
I played part of the first episode because it came as like a trial run on Xbox, and I played a bit of it, and I thought, this is fine, but because it's Guardians of the Galaxy, it's very action heavy, and that's not what I played Telltale for.
No, I've heard that's one of the bigger problems with it is because it's, and apparently it sets a good story at the beginning, like a good premise for a story.
Definitely.
But then it's sort of...
It's the bed?
Apparently it sort of falls apart.
Right.
That's general reviews I've read. I'm not.
I've still got, in terms of Telltale, on my pile of actual games purchased to play, I've got Walking Dead to finish, Series 2 of Batman, because I've done Series 1 now.
Okay.
And then I've got 4 episodes of Tales from the Borderlands. I've only done the first episode.
Oh, I'll do that.
Yeah.
That's one... I've only completed two Telltale series.
Wow. That Wolf Among Us?
Wolf Among Us and Tales from the Borderlands are the two I've actually finished.
You like cell shading, don't you?
I started Walking Dead. I got about 3 episodes in, then we put it down because Kat wanted a break, and we never went back to it. And it's to be honest, we'd need
harrowing.
And to be honest, we'd need to play it from the beginning again. It's been so long because I wouldn't be able to start episode 4 and remember what happened. Mm-hmm. Not vividly, anyway. I know it does a recap, but
previously on The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I was okay with Wolf Among Us because whilst I left it for a little while between doing like episode 2 and 3, I did remember enough from it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. But and Wolf Among Us was brilliant. Tales from the Borderlands, I loved it because it captures the humour of Borderlands. Mm-hmm. If you like the Borderlands games,
which I do,
and the humour and then it's fine. It's set in the world. You'll enjoy it.
No, it's okay.
But I mean, if you've done the first episode, you've probably got the feel of it anyway.
I might have to go back and do it again for similar reasons to what you've just outlined for Walking Dead. It's been a while.
Yeah, they're good. They're good fun games though. So,
what are you picking up next?
Well, that's the thing. I bought a load of games recently, and that's why I thought of I want to put myself on embargo, really. But
okay,
the games I've got, that's the thing though, because even Bayonetta's out soon.
I'm tempted to pick Bayonetta 2 up
because I've never played Bayonetta 2 because obviously I never had a Wii U.
I had it. I bought the game and I never got around to playing it, and then I sold the game with Bayonetta 1 for like a decent return. We've only literally got the one game on the Wii U now because Jen hasn't finished Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. So once she finishes that, the Wii U will get traded in. If she doesn't finish it by May...
I was going to say, by the time it comes out on the Switch.
I may just trade it in and... Well, then she's made loads of progress, so she'll probably hate me because it's quite hard, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. It's one of those old school platformers where it's like pretty punishing for not being pixel perfect at times.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure there are people who just like get guards, but, we're not there.
Considering that part of last year was me working my way through Crash Bandicoots 1, 2 and 3.
Yes,
I feel her pain.
I've heard they're pretty nails.
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure if there was... If people were going, they made them even harder. And I was like, yes and no, because I think they actually, looking back on it, they actually always were difficult. I just don't think that...
That's massively kind of changed.
I think games, if anything... Dark Souls aside, games have got easier.
I think what happens is if nothing else, they streamline the controls and you find yourself less kind of... Plus you also have loads of practice, because it's one of those things I noticed when we went to EGX last time I went, so 2-3 years ago?
Yeah.
We went up for EGX and they had that little retro corner with Super Nintendo. And I was like, I love a bit of Super Nintendo. I'm going to play some... And it had Starwing. And I
remember watching you play. You just completely played that level, but you must have played that level, God knows how many times.
I nailed it. Like, I just, I barely... I don't think I got hit.
Muscle memory,
I don't think I got hit. I just completely destroyed it. And I was like, this was a hard game when I was a kid. Did I just suck at games?
Yeah, but bar games that have been designed to genuinely be difficult, so that is Dark Souls and Cuphead,
Lords of the Fallen,
or even some of these ones like Rogue Legacy, for example.
Yes. I need that on the Switch. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be perfect for on the go sort of game. Yeah, because part of me was like, Stardew would be good, but then part of me was like, isn't Stardew quite a good time investment as well, though?
I know somebody, one of my workmates, his girlfriend plays Stardew, and he said that she's logged 400 hours on it.
Fuck.
I know. I was like, how much sorghum do you need?
I said I've never played it, but I mean, knowing those sort of games like Harvest Moon, Stardew Valley, those sort of games.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought, aren't they quite? The idea is that they're quite slow paced. And relaxing. So that's what I thought. They're not really a game that's easy for you to dip in for 5-10 minutes.
No, indeed. You know, it's one of those things that's a bit of a weird one. But
yeah, and that's why I'd say Xenoblade is difficult. The saving grace of Xenoblade is that it is very quick. You can save anywhere.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. But yeah, it's. I'm thinking Bayonetta 2 might be my next purchase because, like I say, I've traded in my Wii U copy and I really want to play the second one.
Yeah, I was interested in Monster Hunter because I've never played a Monster Hunter game.
No, me neither, actually.
At the same time, I've heard the amount of things when people try and talk to me about what it's about, like, it's a bit like, I mean, someone said, it's a bit like Souls but fighting giant monsters, and it's basically each monster battle can last quite a long time to bring the monster down, and there's time.
Yeah.
I'm both interested yet slightly put off by it as well, because it sounds like the whole grinding process and the fact that apparently there isn't really much of a plot. It is literally that is the majority of the game is this whole farming and building up your gear and getting better weapons and taking down bigger monsters. Yeah, contracts and working together to take down monsters online and stuff like that.
All sounds cool.
It sounds like, and watching videos of the game looks fantastic. It also might just be that little bit too hardcore for a game for me as well, if you know what I mean. It just looks like there's just a little bit too much of an investment that I don't know if I could give to a game that's not rewarding me with like a story like a JRPG would. Or
I understand.
Yeah. So, but I mean, the amount of people I know have played it and said it's brilliant, so maybe I should just give it a go.
Maybe,
so,
So Bayonetta 2 is probably my next purchase in terms of stuff that's coming out. In terms of stuff that's already out that I haven't bought yet, I'm basically just, every time I go to CEX, I'm just browsing the shelves kind of aimlessly going, is there anything I just fancy buying because I can? Okay. And so far, nothing's jumped out at me.
No, I mean, as I said, I recently, because it was my birthday last month, I got a load of birthday. I think I mentioned it on the last episode anyway.
Yeah.
But I bought Shadow Warrior.
Yep. Did you pick up the Captain
Scarlet?
No,
not Shadow Warrior. So Shadow Tactics. Sorry.
Yep.
So the strategy game. It's a bit like Commandos, but
Oh, yep. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. I played a demo of it on the PS4. I mean, it was PC original, but they ported it over to the PS4 and Xbox.
Shadow Tactics.
Called Shadow Tactics Days of the Blade.
I'm going to have a look, see if that's on Switch.
I don't think it is.
No, because everything seems to be on Switch.
There is a playable demo on the PS4.
Okay.
Download it and have a go of it, because that's what I did. I played it and I just thought, we're good. And it was going for like 20 quid, I think, in game.
Okay, cool.
And so I was like, yeah, that's about the right amount of money, but I think I wanted to pay for it.
Yeah,
and,
fair enough.
It looks like it might be one of those games that might make me inherently cross, because it's probably very difficult. It'll probably be very difficult.
Maybe.
But but I thought, quite like those sort of games, so I thought I'd have fun with them.
Nice.
I haven't started it yet though, because as I said, Xenoblade.
Yep.
I did pick up because everyone kept raving the Divinity games.
Oh yeah, Crouch is a big fan of those.
I picked up the first one on Xbox One.
Yep.
Because it was a tenner. So
I
was like,
very good, isn't it?
Well, I thought, I know everyone says Divinity 2 blows it out of the water, but I thought they're going to be similar enough games that at least I'll know.
Get an idea of whether it's for you. Yeah.
And I thought, well, if it's a tenner and I'm invested, then great. If it's great, then I'll put it down. Yeah,
that sounds reasonable.
Yeah. And I picked up Battlefront and Xenoblade with the rest of my.
Oh, nice.
And an external hard drive for the PS4.
Nice. Always useful.
Yeah. I was so fed up with chucking stuff off. I mean, I might have to do the same with the Xbox, because I haven't done that yet. I'm
really feeling the effects of that on the PS4 at the moment, mainly because I bought, in the space of a couple of months, I bought the complete Metal Gear 5, so Phantom Pain and Ground Zeroes, as a bundle, and that comes about 30-40 gigs.
Yeah.
I've installed, because I have my system of choose at random from a number. Jen wasn't in, so I did it off Google.
Okay.
Yeah. Generate me a random number, please. And it was like, okay, fine. Here's your number. GTA 5.
Oh, okay.
That might keep me busy for a while.
Yeah,
but also is a massive install.
Yeah.
Because GTA 5.
Yes. I think that's the problem I've had. Yeah, I think that's the problem I've got with why I might need to get an external hard drive for the Xbox One as well. Because I bought one and I thought
I've got it.
I play predominantly PS4, so I thought I'll use it on that. But then I was looking at my hard drive space, and the hard drive on my Xbox is like full. And I was looking at what I've got on there. But yeah, it is things like Halo Wars 2, for example, takes up stupid amounts of gig.
Yeah. But you don't want to have to re-download it or reinstall it.
No, that's the thing. And then I've got... I mean, I did play a little bit of it, and I was like, I'll come back to it, and I never did. I've got Quantum Break still sitting on there because I've not played that.
Yeah.
Because I only played the first part of that.
You can get external USB 3 drives pretty cheap now.
Yeah, I think...
2 terabyte has served me very well.
Yeah, I think the one I bought, the 2 terabyte one for the PS4.
Yeah.
And that was a Seagate one. And that was about 50, 60 quid, I think it was.
That's pretty good.
About 50 quid, I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So, yeah, and you know, so I might do the same for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was surprised how small it was, considering that one of the last time I bought an external hard drive, they were much bigger.
Oh, they used to be massive. Now they're
one I've got for my PC is about that big.
Yeah.
Like a little book.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah, like a hardback.
Like an A5 book, basically. Yeah. While the one I've got for the PS4 is like a size of a mouse. It's not, it's like a little.
Yeah, mine's about that. So I think mine.
Yeah, like a phone. It's like maybe a bit chunkier, but. Yeah.
I have an external hard drive in one of my drawers, which is like a hardback book. And then my Xbox One is like a phone, like you say. It's just like a bit. It's like a 6 Plus, like a big phone.
Yeah. It's like maybe a bit taller, maybe a bit chunkier.
A phablet, as some people call them.
Yeah, but I mean, I've got that just plugged into the USB drive of my PS4, and perfect. I've just got it sitting there next to it. Really. Yeah,
perfect.
It doesn't cause any issues.
Yeah,
and it's really easy to set a format as well.
Tabletop wise, we played some Heroclix over the weekend.
Yes, we did.
I got my arse handed to me in every game.
Yeah,
except for the last game.
I won't
and even
comment because I won every single game. But,
you did. I felt like I had a feeling of how that evening was going to go when I rolled a critical fail on my initiative at the beginning of our game. So after that point, I thought
the dice gods were not in your favour that day.
Basically, yeah.
I don't think you played badly. I think your strategy was fine.
I think my strategy was functional, but unfortunately, my dice rolling was.
You annoyed me knowing when I realised all your guys were bloody stealth capable, so I just couldn't hit anyone for ages.
Yeah, good fun. Good fun.
So I basically had to close on you.
Yes.
I think my team might have been a bit OP.
Yeah, but at the same time,
I was just giving him a try, but I didn't change team. I probably should have changed team after that.
Yeah.
Because I know you and Dad kept changing teams.
Yeah, I thought, why not? Give it a go.
But then when I played 2 games with it, I was a bit like, oh, sorry, I might as well play the third game with the same team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think Dad was the one that came closest to beating me. But
yeah.
As I said, you know, I think you did the best. I think you did second, and I think Dave didn't really come close at all to beating me.
No, I played against him. Obviously, our game was broken up quite heavily by me having to nip out suddenly and then come back. But I got the feeling that my game with Dave, there was a point where it was going fine, and then there was a point where it suddenly just started going badly, and then it just steam trained off a cliff.
Yeah, I was obviously watching the latter half when you returned, because obviously when you left, I was still playing the game with Dad. But when you came back, I was watching your game, and I was just like going, "Oh, he's really got you cornered." Basically, I was basically like, "You're not going to come out of it."
No, that was the trouble I found was, after a certain point, it was like, there's no coming back from this.
It was me after a while, I was looking at it going, I think I'd have just said I concede at this point.
Oh, well, I like to be, emphatically beaten. That's my thing.
No, I mean, if I look at it and I go, if it's quicker to just get the next game going.
If it's, ultimately, if I'm having fun, I don't mind if I play badly, and I don't mind if I lose.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
But sometimes it's like you play so badly that the fun almost stops. And that's bad.
But I don't think you hit that point.
Not that time.
I know you have.
A couple of times.
I've been one of the games I played with you. It was just like, you was like, I might not have even come.
Indeed, yeah. As like, if I'd known it was going to be this bad, I might have just stayed at home and just thought about being beaten to death.
Well, yeah. No, there is a point where sometimes your dice rolls are so bad, you're like,
I'm not enjoying the game because I can't play.
Yeah.
I'm not playing the game. It's like it's one thing if you're like
just being one
roll successes.
A bit like your pad's not plugged in.
Yeah, it's one thing if you're like, oh, I succeeded. Oh, I dodged it. Oh, okay, fair enough. That's cool. At least I succeeded. But when it's like, I didn't even get a chance to test you. because I just rolled like a complete cunt.
I mean, you didn't roll particularly well against me, although you did.
I did two critical fails in a row.
You quite heavily damaged my Punisher. I think you KO'd him.
Yeah.
So you know,
I'm no slouch. This is the thing. You know?
No, you did.
I do okay.
Guy, then you did that. I think Dad only came closest to me because he actually killed Dr. Demonicus.
Yes, he's a bastard.
Yeah,
not your dad, Dr. Demonicus.
Yeah. I didn't realise how awful those pogs were until
you started playing and using them.
Yeah.
Well,
no, I mean, half of it, the reason I never used them was because I had pogs. I know it would have been a faff me having to photocopy the bloody pogs.
Indeed.
That's what normally puts me off using those characters.
Yes.
I just thought, but then I was like, you know what, this will be funny. Then I thought, I'll give it a go.
Yeah. That's fair enough. That was a good game though. I enjoyed that evening, and I want to do more of that.
And I will use Devil Dinosaur again because
he's great. I just love him. He's such a good sculpt as well.
It's a lovely sculpt. I didn't realise how nails he was for 100 points. Because I was thinking, he looks like a novelty character, but I wasn't really. Sure.
Yeah, I'll remind me after we finish recording. I need to show you one of my pulls from Harley Quinn and the Gotham Girls.
Okay,
fucking beautiful. So Heroclix wise, there's only really. I bought a couple of boosters last week. I haven't opened them yet because I've been saving them up for the toy box that never seems to arrive. Which is to say, the first one of 2018 is just. I need to give myself a bit of a kick up the arse and do it, but I don't know. I'll talk to you about it offline. But I'm having some kind of thoughts about how best to approach it.
Okay.
But one thing I'm really excited about, which is one of the reasons I'm keeping my decks clear, is Batman the Animated Series.
That does look lovely.
It looks so cool.
I mean, I'm not a big DC fan, but that was one of the DC lines. I was like, I might get some of them.
Because I
love the animated series when I was a kid.
I almost bought the Star Trek starter set, partly to get another copy of the rules, but also because the figures look pretty cool.
I had to go with the ship starter set.
Oh, yeah. How was that?
Yeah, I did that with Brick Fury. I'm not sure if the video's up yet.
Don't know. No, I'm guessing
I've not been following
at the time of recording, I don't think it is.
Yeah, at the time of recording, I don't think it is, but it may be by the time this is out.
Maybe, yeah.
Cool. I enjoyed it. It was, it felt weird because it plays with Heroclix rules, and it is fairly straight Heroclix rules to the point where you could do close combat with two ships if you wanted to.
Blades, Claws, Fangs.
They didn't. Well, to be honest, they did stack the ships to be more predominantly
energy based. Like
they had like the Romulan ship had like energy penetrating circuit blast.
Yeah, and the one has like energy deflection and stuff.
Yeah, and what I think that's where. When we were playing the game, we sort of struggled a bit because we were trying to play it more like a ship combat game.
Yeah, but it's not.
But then I went into I had stealth, and I went into a thing, and he was like, "Well, how can I get you?" And I was just like, "Well, you got hypersonic speed.
Yeah,
play like Heroclix. That's how you actually take me out. You have to close the gap and shoot me. If you'd done that, there wouldn't be a problem." But I think he was because he was playing with ships, he made him play differently than he would have normally.
Yeah, that's weird.
Even though the stats of the ships and that play like
the same rules. Yeah,
it's exactly the same rules. But you do get 2 double-sided maps with it, like all space things. So it does, as starter sets go. I thought it was actually quite good. You actually get 4 maps from the start. They're all different as well because some have got like 2 of the maps have got special rules on them. Like the one's got the nebula from Wrath of Khan.
Yeah,
as the map, and one's got another bit I can't remember off the top of my head, but but some of them actually have got special rules to the map as well. You go here, but your range is limited.
Right,
so it's like little additional
thematic stuff.
Yeah, nice. Which I thought was just nice to have in.
Yeah. Nice. There's not really many more sets been announced for this year yet. There's only X-Men soon and then Batman.
Yeah, I will have a look at the X-Men first class ones.
Not a big X-Men guy.
I do like X-Men, but I feel like I wanted to start collecting X-Men, but I feel like I had my fill with the Uncanny X-Men set.
That's quite we got.
I got loads of them.
Yeah.
And now I'm a bit like I thought I'm going to have a look at what's in the set first before I invest because I like the look obviously, but I'm more happy to if there's an OP specifically surrounding the X-Men one, I'll go for it. That's fine. Because I'll know that I'm getting some guys I've not had, I don't own, and I get to play some games out of it.
The OP sets tend to be quite good as well. I remember I bought a couple of the individual figures from things like Civil War and Age of Ultron, and they're really nice.
And that's the thing. Or even if it's like, you're invested and, I thought I know I'm going to have a good day out.
Yeah.
And if I get some new models, then great. Because that was the only downside from the other one, is because I bought 2 Uncanny X-Men set.
You doubled up a few times.
I got a couple of models I didn't own.
You mostly doubled up.
But yeah, and that's why I ended up donating most of mine to Dave.
Yeah. I gave that's why I went for Joker's Wild, because I didn't have as many from that set. Because obviously we did the brick on the E14 toy box of Uncanny X-Men, but I didn't do a Joker's Wild brick. I did a few odd boosters.
Yeah,
but
I think
Joker's
I had
Wild,
one Joker's Wild booster, which I bought, I think, at one point. And I was a bit disappointed with my pull, so that's why I was a bit like, I'll go with X-Men, because at least I know X-Men.
Killer Croc, and he has translucent plastic, and we know I'm a fan, so, that happens.
Spaffed everywhere.
Indeed. Yeah. He's like, oh, well, lucky he's wet. Well, on that note, I think it's getting late here where we're recording, and, obviously there are just the two of us, so we don't have as many people to ask about what games they've been gaming, but we'll check in with you, no doubt, in the next episodes, and we'll find out a bit more about what.
I can update you on if I did keep to my embargo or if I did buy another game.
Yeah, exactly.
If I did cave and buy Bayonetta.
People are clearly interested in this stuff, otherwise they wouldn't listen. So there you go. Yeah. So if you've enjoyed the E14 Gamecast and you wish to find out more, then you can go back through our previous episode archive, which is about 36 hours worth of free content. Which you can find on the following platforms, and potentially some others if I forget. Libsyn, iTunes, Podbean, Podchaser, Spotify, Amazon. I'm not going to say for sure because I still haven't figured out what you need to say to it to make it play the Gamecast. Yeah. Google Play Music. Spotify's the big one for me at the moment. I'm pleased about that. Apple Podcasts, Libsyn, Podchaser. There's a widget that's actually on emotionally14.com that allows you to play it on any new Gamecast publication. You can just hit the play button and it will play the episode right there on the webpage.
YouTube as well.
YouTube, yep. And also all our video game things, such as they are also on YouTube, as is the E14 Toy Box for tabletop fans, and shortly Brick Fury.
I know I keep saying it, but I really should do some more YouTube stuff.
This is why I'm asking you for free next week. Okay. So we may do some stuff around that.
Yeah, okay.
Cool. But I'll chat to you after. We'll chat a bit after we finish recording. So if you want to connect with us on social media, talk about games, you can do so by emailing us at podcast@emotionally14.com. You can tweet us at emotionally14, or you can visit us on the Facebook page of emotionally14 via going to facebook.com/emotionally14. Blake, where can people find you on social media?
Yes, you can find me on Twitter at fucksakeblake. You can find me on Instagram at Harmer the Appreciator, and you can find me on Facebook.
If you can find him.
If you can find me.
Did you just say fucksake bike?
I thought I said fucksake Blake, but
okay.
Yeah, it's fucksake Blake, but
you never know.
If fucksake bike is a thing, that could be me. Who knows?
I'll sign you up for that too.
Yeah, it probably posts about as much as I do. Probably
true. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at RobWadeVision, and you can find everything I do that's not emotionally 14 at talkstarwars.co.uk. Otherwise, like I say, thank you for listening to the E14 Gamecast, the gaming podcast of Emotionally 14, and Bibbidi Bop Games.